I work with Microsoft. I've been with Microsoft for 5 years now. I've largely been mostly in the development platform group, evangelist group. So we work very closely with students and professionals. And my mission in my job is to bring the latest technologies to our audiences, whether it's students or professionals or startup companies, it doesn't matter. Today is really an honor and pleasure. I have to tell you, it's been like about 2 years we've been looking to land this in UTT. There are a lot of great benefits for having Office 365. Today my main mission here is to let you know what Office 365 is capable of doing and how it's going to enhance your life as a student and make you become more productive, right? If you have some extra time afterwards, we'd love to have more interaction between us, amongst us, and I could show you additional things that you now have access to now that you have your Office 365 ID. Since we have such a small group, it's just 3 of you all, right? Just tell me quickly which faculty you all belong to right now, or what studies you are pursuing in what field? Mechanical? Biomedical? Okay. Petroleum engineering? Okay. Excellent. Okay, great. So I hope you all could spend, even if it's 5 minutes afterwards, I think we have some other goodies that you all would love that comes in addition with Office 365 through your ID. Okay, so please feel free. It's a very closed session. I mean, it's a small group here, so feel free to interact. It's not formal, and I'm here so you all could ask questions, right?
I'm glad we get to see this because I was just in the library sending an email, and I was in Hotmail, right? And I pressed like Office and Hotmail, and I saw the same Office 365, and I was like, something about downloading, and I was like, what? Yeah.
Okay, so actually, it's excellent that you brought that up. So Office 365, are you all now hearing about it for the first time today? Yeah? Office 365 is not just an offering for students alone. Office 365 is what we are offering professionals and corporate entities and enterprise organizations. So Microsoft, over the last at least 4 or 5 years, we've been gearing towards all of these solutions that we build for enterprise organization, making it one uniform look and feel and experience to help you move from whether you're a student into a corporate entity or whether you're in a small, mid-sized organization moving and growing into a large enterprise organization. You will be familiar once you start using our technologies. So right away, just from what you said there, Office 365 is not an offering for students alone. It's available for everyone. And there are, for corporate entities, it is a paid subscription basis type facility that we have, right? Have you all heard about cloud services? Before? So iCloud is one, yes. Any other? Right, SkyDrive is Microsoft. Use Hotmail, that's also a cloud service that's been around for decades, right, literally. It's probably older than you are. Anybody else? You all familiar with the cloud? So just to give you an understanding for what you're dealing with, have you ever had to install a program on your machine and then you have viruses or something coming and breaking it and then you have to reinstall on your machine and whatnot? No? Oh, you all are very fortunate. Okay. So traditionally, if you think about Microsoft Office, you may traditionally think about something that sits on your laptop. Someone would have installed it for you, or you install it yourself. And then you always have to keep track of your DVDs and install media to make sure you go back in and refresh it if it gets broken or anything like that. With the cloud services, you don't have to do that anymore. Once you have access to your internet portal, once you have access to internet services, all of that sits in a virtual machine sitting in another country somewhere, more likely than not. So you just get to avail of those services, and it's managed by a central team in those data centers. So today we look at an overview of Office 365. What is the full scope of it? So as Marlon told you, just for today, right now, we're going to be activating your email accounts. But there's much more than email with Office 365. And due to the great leadership we have in UTT, we know it's over a course of time and how fast we unroll to the students and how well you all use it, we could move further down the line and take advantage of the full service suite. How can you get started today? We look and see, even with what you have today, how can you personalize your space? So anybody saw Windows 8 or Windows Phone before? It's a new, should I say it's new? I guess more and more Microsoft is moving towards your device and your machine being yours. So if it is that you are really maxing out on how you use our software, then if you had to just switch to another machine and use the same software, if you're really using it effectively, you should have a level of discomfort because it would have been so personalized for your experience already. So this is one of the ways we are hoping you all could take advantage of it. How could we use it to help us with communicating? Do you all have teams that you work with that probably live further away from you? It's difficult to meet together as a group and whatnot. Yes, so that's one of the ways. Anybody here uses Skype right now? Okay, so I'm probably jumping my whole presentation discussion right now. So what are some of the drawbacks you have with using Skype to communicate as a team, as a group? What is? Sorry, the call drops? Okay, that could be related to your bandwidth and whatnot right now. Sharing your documents, it doesn't facilitate that. So with Office 365, we will see how you could have a most effective session as though the team was right here with you, whiteboarding, running a poll, sharing your notes, sharing presentations, editing notes, editing presentations and whatnot. And you could save it all to a file, so you could even replay a meeting subsequently afterwards, right? Creating online meetings, so we'd have a look at that. Then a closing video with a university called Munster University, and then we'll be open for Q&A, right? So obviously Munster University is just a demo of how it could be used. After that, a lot of the materials we are sharing today are via videos, but again, it's just for you to get a full, within a short space of time, how could you get a full understanding of what it is you're about to embrace, and we are open for, hopefully we'll have more engaging questions and answers, right? Okay, so moving on. What is Office 365? So with Office 365, you have Office web apps. Now, this will include all of your Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint. Do you all use those today? Be honest, not because I'm from Microsoft. As I tell you, I've been in many universities. I've worked here on UTT campus with students as well. So I know students have their preferences and might have other factors that come in. Do you all use Microsoft PowerPoint now to help you in your work? And what about Word and Excel? Okay, great, excellent. So now you have it on the cloud as well, right? Of course, because it's on the cloud, you're going to get the latest technologies coming to you. So right now we're officially on Office 2013. So on Office web apps, they'll see Office 2010, right? So right now you'll see Office 2010 when you go up, and in months to come you'll be seeing Office 2013, right? We have Microsoft Exchange Online. Anybody heard about Microsoft Exchange before? No? Okay, so Microsoft Exchange is your email service that I will dare say you will absolutely find in 80 to 90% of the organizations you go into, right? Chuck, you probably started your business based on the viability of Microsoft Exchange in Trinidad and Tobago. Most professional organizations right now this is a platform of choice for collaboration and email exchange. So you are at a great advantage point right now. You're going to get that experience as a student. So when you go to your work organizations after, you already have that familiarity and feel, and hopefully with your advanced use of it, you'd be able to even bring added value at your organization. We have Lync Online. Now Lync Online is what we have for the our alternative option for Skype. Skype was really designed for having like a social meeting. You have friends abroad and whatnot, having that social look and feel to it. Microsoft Lync, however, is meant for a professional look and feel using voice over IP and video to help you to have that online collaboration with meetings. At Microsoft Trinidad and Tobago right now, today, in our organization, we work with teams all across South America, Central America, Fort Lauderdale, and Seattle. On any one given day, I probably spend at least minimum 50% of my time on Lync. So it may be a one-on-one collaboration. I may be chatting with about 2 or 3 people, or I may be in an official formal meeting, right? So it's extremely powerful and effective. We'll get a peek into it. And Microsoft SharePoint Online. Anybody heard about SharePoint? No? Yes? Okay. So do you all engage in wikis and blogs?
Yeah.
Facebook? Everybody, right? Okay. So just as how you have this portal for social media right now via Facebook, long before Facebook, there's SharePoint came into the mix. But again, not for social media, it's for corporate entities. So SharePoint is also widely used in Trinidad and Tobago. There's a lot of customers on SharePoint. And what you have there is really like, you know when you go to UTT's website right now, so you're on the intranet, right? SharePoint is an advanced mechanism or engine to the intranet, but it started from intranet solutions. So not only do you have your intranet now, you could exchange files, you could have groups, you have the potential to have your own space, so your own website, your own intranet site. You could have and invite your friends and share what's happening, what's the latest thing happening with you on that site. You can have a classroom site where you would be exchanging materials that you learned or views or questions about what it is what's happening with a particular course that you're doing right now. So it's extremely effective and powerful. It took the place of intranets. It took the place of, you all might be too young to know about this, but like a file storage system where files are dumped into a certain server and everybody needed permission to access that. And it wiped away the need for that and have all of your collaboration needs as an entity, in this case as a class or a certain year within a certain study group, having one central portal to have all their materials gathered and blogs and wikis and whatnot. But we'll see more of that, right? So great news. Runs on a Mac and PC, right? How many of us here are on Macs? I see an iPad, right? So, guys, come on. I know you're being shy. Okay, how many of us are on PC? Quite a bit? Okay, good. All right. Phones, cell phones. Willing to guess that UTT is probably more Androids? Do we have smartphones? Y'all have Samsung, Android, the Android platform on the Samsung. So your Samsung most likely will be running Android. My Samsung is running Windows Phone. So whether you're running a Windows Phone, an iPhone, an Android phone, right? You could access your Office web apps. and your full Office 365 experience on your phone as well. Cross-browser capable. I promise I will not go into a browser talk here, but absolutely all of your major browsers, whether it's Safari, Explorer, Firefox, Google, you could access your Office 365 spaces in there. So let's see how I get this video to play for you. 1 second. I want to okay. It still keeps going into extend. Alright. Let me click on this. It's going to come up on my screen here. And then I'll try to move it across to you. As speakers. Sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Welcome to Welcome to Microsoft Office 365. Office 365 gives you convenient, easy-to-use tools so you can communicate and collaborate both inside and outside your company. Office 365 is a set of online services that you can access from almost anywhere, your computer, a web browser, or supported mobile device. These services include Outlook Web App, Lync 2010, Team Sites, and the Office Web Apps. If you've used Microsoft Office applications, such as Word, Excel, and Outlook, then you will find the new services familiar. Even if Office 365 is brand new to you, you'll be up to speed in no time. Office 365 includes many features that you'll use every day. You can access email, calendars, contacts, and more by using Outlook Web App. If you already have Outlook 2007 or 2010 on your computer, that integrates easily with Office 365 with a simple download. Microsoft Office Web Apps are web-based applications which you can use to create and edit documents. The formatting and appearance are similar to Microsoft Office desktop applications. And don't worry, if you have the Office desktop applications on your computer, they also work with Office 365. When you need to store documents and collaborate with other people in your company, you can use a team site. Team sites are internal websites for your company to use, based on SharePoint Online. With Lync 2010 also included in Office 365, you can view your colleagues' free busy status, send instant messages, and conduct online meetings, including audio, video, and web conferences with people both inside and outside your company. In this series of videos, you will get an overview of the services that Office 365 includes and see how you can use these services in your work every day. Keep in mind that every organization that uses Office 365 can customize it, so you may see some services and features in these tours that aren't activated for your account. The most common services are shown in these videos. And if you ever want to learn more about Office 365, look on the right side of the homepage. In the Resources section, you'll find links to common tasks. You can also find answers to your questions. But since the tools and services in Office 365 are probably familiar to you already, you'll get up to speed in no time.
So, any questions on the video we just saw? No? Were you all totally lost? Anybody recognize Microsoft Exchange? No? Alright. Okay. Alright, how can we get started? The first thing you have to do is, I'll put the slide up as soon as we are finished. So if you want to stay back and see, get started one time, if you have your machines and your devices, we could do that as well. Right? So you could log in at portal.microsoftonline.com. You'll use your ID number at we.utt.edu.tt as your username. And password, Marlon, they'll have to contact the admin office for their password.
The admin office is where you would go and they would give you one like this, which will have your username and password on it. And I think it's a sticky note, so you can also stick it. We need to discuss about changing passwords. You won't be able to change password from now online. You have to go to one of the students' lab and use your ID and that password to log into the computer in the student's lab. And then from the student's lab, you do a Control-Delete and you can change your password there. So right now, the only place that you can change your password is on a computer that is in one of the students' labs. So like when you leave here, you can go into any one of the students' lab with that same, with your student ID number and the password. Not the whole UTT, just the student ID number and the password will log you into the computer. And once you're logged in, you can do a Control-Delete and change the password from the generic one that was provided.
Okay. Yeah.
We should also point out that as shown on the slide there, the username that we're using when you're accessing the online portal is your student ID at www.utt.edu.tt, which looks very similar to your email address that's appointed to you as well. So you need to caution not being confused with using the email address, which is the student ID login.
So just to add to that, your email address is your first name, dot your last name, and the last 3 digits in your student ID. Now that is different from your login username. Right? That's
Is that clear?
Is that clear?
Okay, so for example, the email address would be john.doe654 in that case at we.utt.edu.tt. Right? So if somebody wants to send you an email, that's what they're sending it to. Right? However, your login name to access the portal is 987654 at we.edu.tt. Right? So it is a little different, but it looks the same because the format for both is like an email address format. So you just need to be careful about which one you're using when you're logging onto your online portal. Okay?
Marlon, if you would like, well, since they have to get their passwords from the admissions office, right? If you all are still on campus, we have a free segment between 3 and 4.
Okay.
So we could probably go down to the student lab if you all would like to meet us there, and we could be around if you all have gotten your passwords and then guide you through, right? And then help you then help your peers to get them as well. All right. Oh, so we have quite a number of videos. Let's play getting on board. Now, all of this UTT will have available to them, and we could access it off the intranet too.
This is part 3 of the series. We've been talking about what Office 365 is and the things you can do with it to help your business. So what exactly is involved in getting yourself on board? This video will take you through the process to getting up and running with Office 365 from the moment you receive the notice that you have an account until you are fully set up with all their services. You can start by accessing the Microsoft Online portal by going to portal.microsoftonline.com. From this site, you can download the software needed to set up your system for use with Office 365, including the Office 365 Setup Utility and the Lync 2010 client. With Office 365, you can access your email in the browser with the Outlook web app, attach you can access your email from your
Absolutely.
Sure.
In addition, you can reset your password, set up your Office 365 profile, and access online help. Using the Office 365 services is like logging onto a banking system or a community portal where you have a unique sign-in name and password. Before you can sign in, you will be provided with a username and password. When you sign into the Microsoft Online portal for the first time, you will be prompted to change your password from the generated password to a personal password. Note that you will be the only person with access to your personal password. The service administrator will not be able to recover your password.
Okay.
Be sure to remember the password.
Okay, this part with regards to how they should need to change the password is not going to apply to you at this point in time. I just want to reiterate what Madam was saying earlier, where you need to log on to a campus-owned machine to change your password at that point. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to do it when you first log on. Initially, you wouldn't get that prompt to change your password.
And let me explain why. We wanted to synchronize the username and password that you have for Office 365 with your ability to access computers and other things within UTT. Eventually, we want to have you to have one username and password. If you're going to the library to access something, you can use it there. If you have to come into a lab to use a computer, you can use it there, that kind of thing. So instead of having you have to remember 5 different passwords and synchronize 5 different passwords, we wanted to have one username and password that you could use at different areas. So that meant that we would house all the information here on campus, and then we'll synchronize it up to Office 365. That's the reason why you can't, at this point, do any changes up there. A second thing to note is when you put in your username, there's a little, there'll be a little message saying that you need to log on to we.u.tt, and you'll see a little message at the bottom, and you have to click on that message. I think you had that experience when you logged in and you couldn't put in your password in the password space, it would be grayed out. Just look below that, you see a little message telling you that you need to sign on to we.tt. You click on that and then it will allow you to go ahead. So it'll be a little cumbersome just in the beginning, but you do it a couple times.
Okay.
You enter. After 90 days, you will need it in order to change your password. The initial landing page of the Microsoft Online portal gives you links to help you set up your computer to work with Office 365. We'll cover these tasks in more detail in just a minute. The landing page also provides links to the Quick Start Guide to your online version of Outlook called Outlook Web App, to install an instant messaging tool, and to access your team sites. Although the Microsoft Online portal gives you one-stop shop access to these Office 365 features, you can also navigate directly to any link by adding it as a favorite in your browser. There are 3 main steps you need to take to setting up your computer to work with Office 365. The first step in setting up your computer is to download Office Professional Plus. Office Professional Plus 2010 provides the best experience for working with Office 365. Office Professional Plus is included with some, but not all Office 365 plans. Your company may have a plan that includes Office. If you do have access to Office Professional Plus, be sure to install it when you have been advised to do so. The second step is to make sure that your computer has a Lync 2010. If it hasn't already been installed, you can download it and install it from the same downloads page. Lync Online works with the Lync 2010 client. Make sure you install Lync 2010 before you run Office 365 setup. The last step is to run Office 365 setup on your local computer. This application checks your Windows system for required updates and configures your Office applications to work with Office 365. Office 365 setup should be run on computers that will access Office 365. The setup automatically configures Microsoft Office and other applications for the best Office 365 experience. After this step, your install will be complete. In this tutorial, you have set up Office 365. In our next tutorial, we will discuss personalizing your workspace. For more tutorials, please visit www.messageops.com.
Okay. Again, we are rolling this out on a phased basis, so the first thing that you will have access to will be your email. So when you go to the landing page, what you will see is if I can borrow your iPad, right? So when you log out for the first time, this is what you'll see. Right? So it gives you Outlook, Lync, team sites. Right? The Lync and team site has not been activated yet, so even though you see it there, when you click on it, it may not run. For now, you have Outlook, so if you click on Outlook, that will come up and you'll have access to use that. Once we get more and more students on, we want to roll out the other services. We're just taking it one step at a time to make sure that we have buy-in. One of the things that we have planned is we actually have a Windows 8 laptop to give away. So, like on the team side, one of the things that we probably do in our competition is we build a team site, and the more people you can get to join your team site, your group will become eligible for a raffle to see who gets the Windows computer. So that's a good way of seeing how the application is. Right?
Okay, so let's look now at how can you personalize your workspace.
Welcome to Message Ops Getting Started with Microsoft Office 365 tutorial. This is part 4 of the series. In this tutorial, we will discuss personalizing your workspace. Now that your computer has been set up to work with Office 365, it's time to personalize your Office 365. Some of the things you can do include setting a theme in Outlook web app, creating an email message signature, and even adding your photo as part of your Office 365 profile. Let's personalize Outlook in the Outlook web app. First, let's set up a theme in Outlook web app. Click Options in the upper right-hand corner. Choose the theme you want to apply to Outlook. Next, let's add our email signature. Click See All Options, then go to My Account. In My Account, click Settings. There you can add your email signature. You can choose to automatically add it to every email, or simply save the signature to add to emails of your choosing. Now let's personalize your Lync profile. Go to the home link in the middle of your screen. Then click My Profile in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. There you will see your profile and can add your photo by clicking Browse and save your changes. Now that everything is set up, you will be able to streamline your communications. In the next tutorial, we will show you how Microsoft Office 365 makes it easy to do so. For more tutorials,
So as you can see from the videos, a lot of these things should be relatively familiar to most of you, because it's very similar to what you encounter things like Hotmail and Facebook and so forth, right? And Lync if you use Lync. It's the same way that you go and add a particular profile and whatnot. It's very, very familiar, right? So one of the cool things about Office 365 is that it brings familiar tools together, so it makes the user experience much happier for you.
Marlon, would you like me to show them what Lync looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
There's a video.
Yeah, there's a video on Lync. Actually, afterwards, we could probably set up the internet, so I could just do a live Lync session,
okay.
so they'll see it in action rather than in video.
welcome to Message Ops Getting Started with
Now, of
Microsoft
course, you realize all of these
365
videos.
tutorial. This is part 5 of the series. In this tutorial, we will discuss communicating with Office 365. Office 365 brings together the best of 2 worlds, business class email through Exchange Online and Outlook, plus presence awareness and instant messaging through Lync Online and Lync 2010. Microsoft Exchange Online is designed for organizations who want to get the benefits of cloud-based email
without sacrificing the business-class capabilities that Exchange Server has provided for decades. Built on the same technology as Exchange Server 2010, Exchange Online provides organizations with the latest capabilities, including built-in archiving, optional conversation view, and mail tips, along with powerful web-based tools for managing online deployments. With Exchange Online, Microsoft handles the ongoing maintenance, patches, and upgrades of the Exchange infrastructure while providing IT administrators the control and flexibility they require. Lync Online provides features that are often found only in larger enterprises, including the ability to see the presence and status of colleagues and to instantly communicate with them. Users can access these productivity enhancers directly within Microsoft Office applications, as well as through the Lync 2010 client application. Let's spend a few minutes to review some challenges today's businesses have with trying to manage the ever-increasing load of email messages, files, voicemails, and all the other materials that become a critical part of daily operations. Let's see how Office 365 has been designed to make your job easier. First, just about everyone can relate to the challenge of keeping on top of your email. With so many messages coming in, we need a powerful and customizable mail application that helps manage everything. Microsoft Outlook is a best-in-class application that supports custom mail folders, multiple inboxes, and easily created rules that automatically direct incoming messages to their appropriate folders. Another email challenge is long conversation threads. How many times have you tried to follow an email conversation whose subject spans 5, 10, or more messages? Well, with the click of a button, Outlook's new conversation view will organize and group related messages, letting you quickly scan any or all emails of the same conversation. Scheduling time is also more of a challenge, especially when you have to deal with multiple calendars. Most of us have our individual calendars, but it isn't always easy to see or share each other's scheduling information. When people create separate team calendars, the challenge becomes even bigger. Outlook supports multiple calendars, so you can review more than one calendar at a time. You can even overlay calendars on top of each other to see through to all appointments, regardless of in which calendar they reside. Finally, technology traditionally comes at a price of added complexity. With Office 365, all this functionality is integrated with your familiar, best-of-breed Microsoft Office applications. With Office 365, you can focus on getting the work done and spend less time switching between applications. Let's take a couple of minutes to watch a video that highlights some of the concepts and features we've been discussing. Remember, Lync 2010 must be installed on your desktop in order to use Lync Online. Lync 2010 makes it easy to personalize for you and your coworkers to see each other's activities and statuses at a glance. When Lync 2010 is first started, there are no contacts shown. Simply type in the name of the colleague and find a contact to locate the contact. Then right-click on them and select Pen to Frequent Contacts or Add to Contacts. Your contacts are persistent and will show the next time you start your computer. Using the right-click menu options, you can easily create groups to help organize contacts by project, department, or any way you like. You will find that the selection of status indicators provided by Office 365 is an important productivity enhancement tool. Your status automatically changes based on your activity and your calendar. You can manually change your status at any time by clicking on the status menu of Lync 2010 or Outlook web app. When you need to work without being interrupted by instant messages, set your status to Do Not Disturb. Incoming messages will then be blocked. Presence is found in many places besides Lync 2010. It can be a real time saver at times to see the status of people you're working in applications with, such as Microsoft Outlook 2010 and 2007, Microsoft Word and other Office files, SharePoint Online, and other applications with presence awareness. You can view additional information about contacts by clicking their presence indicators. This will display their contact card populated from the Microsoft Online Global Access list for your organization. From the contact card, you can send instant messages and email messages or schedule a meeting. In Lync Online, instant messaging is not limited to one-on-one conversations. Click Invite at the top of the conversation window to invite others to your instant messaging session. There are times during an instant message session when it might be easier to pick up the phone and talk. When your computer has a headset and microphone, Lync 2010 lets you add voice calls with the click of a button. As with instant messages, you can add more people from your contact list to the call. Simply right-click their names and then select Tag Contact. You will be notified as soon as their statuses change. In addition, you can provide useful information to others about your status by indicating your location in the Notes section of Lync 2010. When you are traveling or at an off-site meeting, the information you include in the Notes section can let your colleagues know when to expect you to be online. With Lync and Microsoft Office 365, collaboration, as demonstrated, is easy and intuitive. In the next tutorial, we will show you how Microsoft Office 365.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
let me just paint because you hear office, you hear business and all of that, and none of the languages here says student, right? So I wanted to make sure that that you see the relevance of it. So let's say you're in a class and you get an assignment. If we have a class site, that assignment will be posted to the class. If everyone has mobile devices and you're subscribed to that list that the assignment is posted, you'll get a message saying that a new assignment has been posted to this list. And you can click on the link and go and open the assignment. If let's say a group of you, say 3 of you here, form a group, you can get a group site assigned to you. And then you can start to collaborate in your group site on your assignment. So let's say my fair lady in front of here is working on the first part of the document. Gentleman across here is working on the second part of the document. And our sister across here is concluding the document. You can start the document and each person work on their section on the same document at the same time. Right? If you need to bounce ideas off of one another, you can check and see who's online right now and say, hey, send them a quick chat. If everybody's online, you can fire up a video conference one time and see everybody's faces and have the interaction that you need. And while you're doing that, you're still adding to the document and saving it. And if that discussion is worth recording, you can actually record that so later on you can go back and you can say, what did he say again? Rather than having to take all these notes. Right? That's the capability that this has. That's what this is all about. So yes, it started off with your email, and we need to have everybody on it with their email for the other things to work the best in order for you to find the people and link with people, etc., etc. Right? So that's why we're rolling out the email. So even though you don't hear students and all of that, that's how we use it.
Yeah. I don't want to play the video for the meetings
Okay.
because I think it'll be a little bit too much at this point, and it's 5 minutes to 1. But similarly, just as Marlon explained, or another thing to add to what Marlon said as a highly useful feature for me when I use Lync Online is that in your Outlook, you have something called conversation history. So you could actually go in and view everything that you had chatted about and if you share resources and whatnot amongst yourselves, like check this site, you will find this research here and whatnot. You could go back and access it without having to formalize it into a document at that point. In terms of creating meetings, I don't want to have to play the video here, and we will have the videos made available to you all, possibly in the labs or somewhere we could probably have it, launch it and have the link spread online as well. But in terms of the meetings here, what is happening here is that there's a PowerPoint presentation that is going on there. As Marlon said, this is video conferencing that you see there. You could dock it, your video conferencing, you could pull it out and actually have it floating as a separate window. What is happening here is that Lync picks up who is speaking at any given point. So even though in this meeting here, it's a group conversation amongst 3 people, whoever is speaking at that point, their picture, their profile picture would be coming up, would be showing itself to you. And if you're on video, their video will be coming up. If you're not on video, you'll just see their profile picture, right? As I said before, And within the meeting, so while you are having a meeting space, there's the option to set your status and your presence. There's the option to send an IM message. So you may find that it might be a formal meeting or a lecturer might be having a session, but you don't want to disturb his session by coming in with voice. So you might just simply type your question or make your comment and whatnot. So it's quiet and less intrusive. You could have a voting board, you could have a whiteboard, you could have a poll, you could run polls and whatnot amongst the group or within your class and whatnot if you decide to use it for a classroom type session.
So something like running a poll, for instance, have you ever had a research question where you have to send out questions and get response and then tabulate all of that? So that is something that you may be able to do with this. If it's just for students, you get a group of students and they say, hey, listen, I'm going to run a poll for this, and you send it out to that group of students and they can take yes or no and come back. And does it collate it when it comes back? Do you know if it collates the response?
I'm not sure.
So that's a good question.
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
Because I know when they have things like webinars and you send out a question and people say yes or no, it will say 50% of the people say yes,
yeah.
40%.
Actually, yes, it does that. So even while you are asking the question, while you are answering the question, you'd see like 20 attendees, you'd actually see 5 responses, 10 responses, and the answers coming up in a bar that's saying what's their percentage. But so when you asked me collate, I was thinking when it's positive. And see if it's future.
But imagine if you have a question and you get all the responses, you could just take a snapshot of that and put that into your research paper, because you send out the question to the respondents and you get back the response, and that graph, you just take a snapshot of that and put it in.
Another great thing with the meetings is you could actually, while you're presenting, use your presentation as you would a whiteboard. So you could make your marks, your personal marks and whatnot on that slide. You could actually make your presentation something that your attendees could download, right? So right now in Microsoft, when I am presenting to my audiences, I would actually use Lync, a Lync meeting to send out to all of Western East, all of the English-speaking clusters. So those customers, even though they are not physically present in Trinidad at this point, they would be able to interact with us and engage with us as though they were in front of us. And they could also download the slides if it's something that I want them to have access to download. If I don't want them to have access to download it, I could restrict it so they can't, right? So it's quite powerful. It's so powerful that even when we have internal meetings in Microsoft right now within our conference room, everyone is physically present, we still end up logging in online to Lync to be able to access information, make our notes, and store it right there immediately. This is where we see a high level of powerful collaboration you all can have to enhance how you do work in Microsoft and UTT right now as students, as groups, and as a classroom.
We need to wrap up in a few moments, because we almost twice the
right.
time, and then we take it from there.
Sure. So let me just play the closing video. sharing the entire desktop.